The entertainment industry had seen its fair share of whirlwind romances, but nothing compared to the undeniable chemistry between Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo. For years, speculation surrounded the two stars. Their interactions at award shows, subtle glances during industry events, and rare yet meaningful compliments had sparked endless rumors. Were they just friends, or was there something more? Despite the media's relentless pursuit of answers, neither Lee Min-ho nor Hye Kyo ever confirmed or denied anything. Their private lives remained a mystery, leaving the world to wonder, until now. Because this time, Lee Min-ho was ready to make a move that no one saw coming. It had all started months ago, during a quiet evening at a luxury restaurant tucked away from the public eye. Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo had finished another long day of work, and as they sat across from each other, enjoying a rare peaceful dinner, he realized something. This wasn't just another moment. This was the moment he knew. He wanted to spend forever with her. But for someone as meticulous as Lee Min-ho, an ordinary proposal simply wouldn't do. He wanted it to be special, unforgettable, a moment she would never forget. And so the planning began. With the help of only a few trusted people, he crafted a proposal so grand, so breathtaking, that when the moment finally arrived, it would leave Hye Kyo and the world completely stunned. The first step was selecting the perfect location. Not just any luxury venue, not just a picturesque destination. It had to mean something. After weeks of searching, he found it. A private estate overlooking the ocean, where the waves met the shore in perfect harmony. A place where time seemed to stand still, where nothing else in the world mattered except the two of them. The next step was secrecy. Everything had to be planned without Hye Kyo suspecting a thing. It wasn't easy. She was sharp, intuitive, and always knew when something was off. But Lee Min-ho played it cool, making sure every detail remained hidden until the perfect moment. As the day approached, excitement and nervousness filled the air. Would she be surprised? Would she say yes? No one knew, not even Lee Min-ho himself. But what he did know was this. He had never been more certain of anything in his life. And so, on a beautiful evening, under a sky painted with the colors of the setting sun, everything was set. Hye Kyo had been invited under the guise of a private dinner, a celebration for an upcoming project. She arrived, expecting nothing out of the ordinary. But the moment she stepped onto the estate grounds, she felt it. The air was different. The entire place had been transformed. Soft lights illuminated the pathway, delicate petals lined the ground, and a breathtaking setup awaited her at the very end. And standing there, waiting for her, was Lee Min-ho. Her steps slowed, her heart pounding. Something was happening, something she never expected. Lee Min-ho extended his hand, guiding her toward the center of the setup, a beautiful arrangement of candles surrounding them, the ocean waves providing the perfect soundtrack. For a moment, there was only silence. Then, with a deep breath, Lee Min-ho dropped to one knee. A gasp escaped Hye Kyo's lips. She wasn't expecting this. Not now. Not like this. But as she looked into his eyes, she realized this was real. This was happening. Lee Min-ho's voice was steady, but there was emotion behind every word. I have spent my life chasing dreams, standing in front of cameras, playing roles that weren't truly me. But with you, I don't have to pretend. I don't have to act. You see me for who I am, and that means everything. Tears welled in Hye Kyo's eyes. Lee Min-ho continued, I don't want to imagine a future where you're not in it. I want to wake up every day knowing you're by my side. I want to share every joy, every challenge, every moment with you. He pulled out a ring, a stunning piece, elegant yet timeless, just like her. Hye Kyo, will you marry me? The world seemed to stop. For a moment, there was only silence. A soft breeze carried the distant sound of the ocean waves, the flickering candlelight casting shadows across their faces. Hye Kyo's breath hitched, her eyes locked on Lee Min-ho, who remained on one knee, his gaze filled with nothing but sincerity. She wasn't the type to be easily surprised. Years in the entertainment industry had taught her to anticipate, to expect the unexpected. But this was beyond anything she had ever imagined. Her heart pounded against her chest, her hands trembling ever so slightly as she covered her mouth. The emotions were overwhelming. Joy, disbelief, love, all crashing into her at once. Lee Min-ho remained perfectly still, waiting for her answer. The seconds stretched on, each heartbeat louder than the last. Then, finally, Hye Kyo exhaled a shaky breath. She lowered her hands, her lips parting, and in a voice barely above a whisper she spoke. Yes. A smile broke across Lee Min-ho's face, a mixture of relief and pure happiness. But before he could even slip the ring onto her finger, Hye Kyo did something unexpected. She sank to her knees, meeting him at eye level, and threw her arms around him. Tears fell freely now, not just hers but his as well. In that moment, under the soft glow of candlelight, surrounded by nothing but the vast ocean and the night sky, they held each other, embracing the reality of what had just happened. This wasn't a drama. This wasn't a carefully scripted scene. This was real. After a long, quiet moment, Lee Min-ho pulled back just enough to look at her, brushing a tear from her cheek. "You have no idea how long I've wanted to hear you say that," he whispered. Hye Kyo let out a soft, breathy laugh, her fingers tracing the lines of his face. "And you have no idea how long I've been waiting for you to ask." With that, Lee Min-ho finally took her left hand, sliding the ring onto her finger. It fit perfectly, as if it had always belonged there. The moment felt surreal. Hye Kyo glanced down at the ring, then back at him. "It's beautiful," she murmured. "Just like you," Lee Min-ho responded without hesitation. A soft blush crept up her cheeks, and for the first time that night, the weight of everything settled in. She was engaged to Lee Min-ho, the man who had been by her side in ways the world never truly saw, the man who had loved her quietly, patiently, waiting for the right moment to make this promise. Now there were no more questions, no more uncertainties. Just them. Hand in hand, they stood up together, the candles still flickering around them. The night stretched endlessly before them, full of possibility, full of the future they had just decided on. And somewhere, beneath the vast sky and the endless ocean, their love story truly began. As they stood there, the realization of their engagement settling in, Hye Kyo found herself lost in the depth of Lee Min-ho's gaze. The way he looked at her, like she was the only person in the world, made her heart swell with emotion. Lee Min-ho gently squeezed her hand, as if grounding them both in the moment. "Are you happy?" he asked softly, searching her face for any sign of doubt. She didn't hesitate. "More than I ever imagined." A small, relieved chuckle escaped him. "Good, because I've never been more certain of anything in my life." Hye Kyo glanced around, taking in the breathtaking setting he had arranged for the proposal. Every detail was perfect, from the gentle glow of the candlelight to the rhythmic crashing of the waves in the distance. "How did you do all of this without me knowing?" she asked, shaking her head in disbelief. Lee Min-ho smirked. "You underestimate my ability to keep a secret." She arched an eyebrow. "Oh, should I be worried?" He laughed, pulling her closer. "Not at all. The only secrets I'll keep from now on are surprise anniversaries and birthday gifts."